Hello, everyone.
Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar on building a career in cloud computing by HackJaipur. HackJaipur is Asia's first virtual hackathon by NLH. I would like to take a minute to welcome our esteemed speaker Chirag Nayyar, who has multiple certificates from GCP, AWS, Azure, and is also a technical sales manager at Cloud Kinetics. Over to you, Chirag.
Okay, thank you and welcome again, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for the invitation and this opportunity to interact with everyone, and for this beautiful platform and a week full of learning from the various topic, regardless whether you are a developer or you are something trying to do groundbreaking, or especially for the career perspective, which consider as a non-technical part, but again as important as the technical part. So what I am going to do in next 40 to 50 minutes, like trying to share about my thoughts and my opinion around how anyone can understand the cloud platform, and how anyone can make their mindset to adopt cloud platform as their foolproof career opportunity. So let me start while sharing. I have a small presentation, and meanwhile you can drop your questions and we will take those questions one by one at the end of presentation. So let me share. Yeah, hope everyone able to see. So let's start with our today's topic is career in cloud, and let's start with a quick introduction about me. So I started my career in 2016 November, and I'm playing a techno commercial role. I station in multiple location in India, and presently I'm based out of Singapore, as well as I'm organizer and co-organizer of bunch of communities, and communities play a major role in my career, being as a professional as well as in a personal front, to improve my skills. So wherever I live, I will try my best to interact, to join the community and contribute whatever I have learned so far. And I started my YouTube channel 6 months ago. Here is a link on a screen. Feel free to subscribe, and my email address is there if anyone wants to talk 101 or having some queries which maybe not covered in this session. Feel free to interact with me anytime. I will try my best to respond as quickly as possible, as well as my Twitter handle is here. And the image which I posted here, just want to talk like this is my favorite suitcase, because nowadays we are living in the era of data as well as fast connectivity, fast communication. So this suitcase is having a capacity of 80 terabytes. Just want to like I got an opportunity to play with huge data sets and the data migration. So how the things are moving, where the cloud fits, because cloud is nothing like a new thing now. It is now in our day to day. It is the part of our day to day life, and we are interacting with all those application communication via the cloud platform. So devices like this are making the things easy to move to cloud, to start any enterprise, any business, to start their cloud journey. So it's a bit about me, and just want to say a disclaimer: I am not representing any product, any platform, or any company. All opinion are my own, which I have learned from my own 3.5 year of career. So before started, just to set a context, like yes, everyone is joining, and people are coming from a different background, but what you can expect from this session. So you like a development, so obviously the question is what's for me. You like the network operating system, or you don't like the development but you are more into the system admin work, you love to play with the network devices and you want to build your career around that field. What's for me. About data, because data is something which is nothing new. We are having a multiple kind of roles and multiple kind of opportunities in the field of data. Some are data scientists, data engineer, all are having a different roles and responsibilities. I would like to cover what's for those people who love data, and where the cloud will fit, and giving them the opportunity to grow. New thing, ML and AI, from the last 18 to 24 months, it has become a mainstream. Especially, I really appreciate the people or the students who are really putting an effort to learn this super hot technology, which is going to be the future for everyone. So I'm going to touch on those pointers also. And again, most important, this happened with everyone and some point of time in their career. I don't know what to do. I am in confusion. Someone is doing development, someone doing the system admin, someone doing the ML. But what should I need to do? I will try to cover that part also. Quick agenda. I would like to talk like why to think that cloud is a good fit for a career and a long term, as well as what kind of opportunity you can see from the cloud platform by learning, and how to learn. That is another action item, that how to learn it is, because resources are available, but we really need to make some kind of strategy and planning that which will help to get a good result. Then another hot topic is certification, because from the last 90 days we see we all are having a time apart from our work and studies to do some extra curriculum learning, and people are trying to do certification. And yes, what value it will deliver or whether it will have no value, I will try to share my points around that. And then tip for job strategy, whether you are just starting your study or your academics, or you are going to pass out in few weeks, so I will try to share some tips. Why career in cloud? I'm not going to talk about what is cloud, because those are the very generic thing, and I'm expecting that everyone is aware around that what is cloud. We know, we are seeing, we all are the part of communities regardless of which cloud provider, and it is present in whole in every part of our country. So I'm not going to go the definition this cloud and that cloud, but yeah, coming to the point, most of the surveys, again, links are here. I will share my deck also after the session. You can refer to read the blog post as well as the full-fledged surveys. That hard skills, this is the most toughest thing, most toughest skillful people to find in the market. It's about cloud computing. And the another thing is, if you really aware or if you really love to reading or to know about surveys, a reputed survey, the trusted resources sources, just see that cloud solution architect is the most payable job, regardless of whatever the new cool technologies we are talking from last 12 to 18 months. But for the stability and for the long term, cloud solution architect, which is covering the whole aspect. Again, more than 80% of IT infrastructure is still running on premises. We are hearing about cloud from last 3 to 4 years, that yes, cloud, all these platforms are coming, and a big use cases are there, but still it's just a matter of 10 to 12% movement happen on cloud. Still more than 80% of infrastructure of IT is running on premises. That is where the big room is there. If you follow the news, you can see the all the MNCs or big brands, which was once a time they are providing their IT infrastructure. They have now a big deals or big collaboration with all the major cloud platform for the more innovation, for the more agility and more career opportunity. The same thing I would like to share here. Maybe 10 years back, if you see the job description of a software developer was something different than now. If you see any job description nowadays, regardless of at what level, for a fresher, for a experience, there are few words which just invented in last decade only. Giving an example of DevOps. DevOps is itself a very big area, but it is expected that being as a fresher or being as a experienced person, we understand some basic opinion or some basic understanding, like where the DevOps culture will fit. The same new kind of jobs which is invented only from last 3 to 5 years, and that is where cloud is adding more and more value to create such kind of opportunity, which is now proven, as well as for the long term stability. There is a huge rise in job in cloud related job posting since October 15. You can see every year the lot of these reputed brands, they have provided their reports that what kind of job posting are happening and what kind of people are doing search on their platform to understand what is required in market, so that people can reskill themselves. For the experienced people or the fresher, he or she can plan that yes, he and she need to have that skill to fulfill the market demand. But the truth is, still there is a huge skill gap in globally. Again, it's not any specific country, it is globally. People are certified, there are millions of people who are having the certification from the cloud providers, but still the basic fundamentals are missing. That is where this huge skill gap is there. So I would like to talk about like what kind of career opportunity you can think from the cloud platform by adopting any cloud platform. Just I have a one point to share. Cloud is a add-on in your existing learning and experience. I don't want to specifically make 10 different pointers, but I would like to elaborate in a way which will cover whether you are from the development background or you think that development is your focus area, or the another thing is I don't like programming. That is the case most of the time in our college life. It happened, the same happened with me, that I also don't like the programming. Yes, academics was there, I'm also a computer science background guy, but it didn't make that interest to me while even I am going to graduate, and I was also in that dilemma that what should I need to opt for the long term. So think cloud is a add-on. First, make your mindset. Don't put in that area that cloud is a separate thing which you need to learn separately. Now from going forward, keep memorize, cloud is a add-on whatever you are doing. Now let's tackle the different use cases. For the development people, why you need to think about that cloud? Yes, you are doing the coding. First, understand the fundamental of cloud. Cloud is purely API driven. Everything is API driven. Due to the cloud only, you I can say that the reputation or the demand of software developer engineer is at a peak, and till date number one position is STE, and cloud is playing the essential role. What cloud is covering is end to end the development life cycle to make the application more agile, more performant, more available, more secure. All those pointers can be covered, but these all things we are learning in our academics. So for the development people, just think it is an add-on. You don't need to know about Linux if you are not interested. It is always good to have. Few things are good to have, few things must to have. So it is a choice which you need to make, but think that you need to adopt the cloud strategy. You need to know that how the basic fundamental of cloud are working. For the developer people, everything is API driven. If you know that how you write your code to build maybe a small application, it is just a matter that think that this is a one service or some kind of storage which is running remotely, and you need to involve or integrate that method in your programming code, and it will work like a charm. There are That is where the multiple different purpose specific purpose built services are available and provided by the cloud platform. It is something, being as a career oriented people, we need to think like what will fit best. We need to understand, we need to leverage the power of our academics, which yes, I am also in the same wagon that yeah, we miss and we say maybe this subject will not helpful in the long run, or why should we learn this subject in our academics, because we our focus is a different area. But somehow the fundamentals is always coming in many ways when we do the practical thing. So think from the development perspective, yes, everything is API driven. Nowadays, we are talking not only about a lift and shift of migration. I suggest to read one thing or search from your side. 6 hours of cloud migration or 6 hours of cloud strategy. So these are the different categories from which you can think that how the cloud is working. It is something refactoring, rehost, replatforming, re-architecting, retire, retain, repurchase. So somehow all those career roles are fit somehow all these 6 hours. So now we are talking about the newer technology where we don't need to deal with server, all those serverless and cloud native. So think that that is a bigger pool for you, but you need to focus on the fundamental one. You need to know the purpose of a service. According to that, you can do the development. You don't need to know about the too much of operating system or network design. Now, coming to the point of system admin people, the people who say, yes, I don't want to do coding, I am not interested, or yeah, that is not a cup of tea for me. What should I do? What is cloud for me? That is where, because giving an environment to the development team, you need to have everything underneath layers properly designed. That's where this networking come into picture. Even talking, let's say, mixing this both thing, development and ops, that is where something DevOps or all those things are getting famous. Even for the developer, if they are into the serverless, they are okay, they want to do some serverless thing and they are building their architecture on the cloud. But if their serverless things need to talk with the public internet, or it need to integrate with some third party service, it need to be exposed. It is not that, yeah, for the playing purpose, demo purpose, we can open everything, and but think about the real production environment for any business. The security is the most important ask in the cloud world. It's my, as a front end guy, it is the most asked, and I believe most answered question by me to my customers till date. Because whenever we talk about clouds, the second thought quickly came, yeah, what about the security? So now, being as a developer, you also need to think about the security and each layer. And the being as a system admin, you need to make sure that how your base design of network will going to club and work with this development cycle, or the development environment. Just think, it is not that, yeah, I am a developer, I don't need to know about the network. You must aware few things will need to be on tips. You need to aware about, yes, why the value of networking, because we are running everything remotely, and nowadays everything is API driven. We need to integrate with some third party. That is where you need to know the basic. And the network people, the people who are designing the infrastructure, they need to know how it is going to work. So all those things again interrelated, and are the different or the separate dots. To build a solution, those dots need to be connected. For the solution, so system admin people, that is another big area, because as I mentioned that more than 80% of the IT infrastructure is still running, and not everything is ready out of the box to adopt cloud native thing. There is some particular thing I am going to talk after covering, that a pattern, a proven methodology which need to be followed to adopt a successful cloud, or to start a successful cloud journey. Now let's quickly talk about the people who are into data space, because yes, that is the hottest area, and data is a new oil. All those kind of jargons we are hearing day in day out, but where cloud will add the value. Yes, while learning, we are playing with maybe a small data sets. It's okay to process, and the processing may happen easily in our local system. But now think about, I'm talking about the petabyte scale. We are in the world where petabyte for the business is a very easy job nowadays, to generate that much amount of data. So how to work on that? Do you think that buying a hardware will be the efficient way? Because there is a cycle to buy, the purchasing or procurement cycle, and then you need to build everything. You need to have a manpower that do specific expertise. That is where cloud come into picture. So whatever the data you want, it is there, and whatever the compute want, it is there. Previously, few years ago, the industry is running that you need to bring your data near to where your computation power consists of, again, those CPU, RAM or memory, GPU, FPGAs, application specific integrated circuit. All those things, I believe, we have studied somehow in our graduation days, that yes, but maybe we are not getting a chance to see the practical, that how the FPGA work or how the circuit work. Here we are getting that opportunity out of the box from the cloud platform, to test, to understand, to feel. Now we are following the day that you need to bring your compute near to your storage, because we or the cloud providers are giving that durability and scalability and availability for the storage, which are nearly infinite. and infinite compute is there. According to our need, we can bring the compute near to whatever the data we need to process and churn. So you really need to again think, you started from top. Yes, good that you understand about that, how the data is getting processed and what kind of algorithms or what kind of frameworks you need to follow to design something. But when it come to scale, because cloud is a distributed services, a house of distributed services, and you need to connect those missing dots. That is where the fundamental, that is where the networking, that is where the compute, that is where the storage basics will help you to understand it more efficiently. If you don't know like what kind of storage is required to process, what kind of data to store, what kind of data, trust me, nowadays, yeah, we are getting some credits and all those things for the playground, but business is not run like that. Business is not that much faster in adopting the technology, the way technology is getting invented and the new services are releasing by or available or on all these cloud platforms. So think the basic part, that how you can design your foundation layer to design your long-term solution, because not every day the solutions are getting changed. The same with machine learning guys or the AI guys. So the point which I want to say, the methodology is something known as lift and shift, which means you are going to move your application as it is on cloud. For most of the enterprise, that those are the use cases, the businesses which are running the legacy application, they need to follow the same cycle. Then it comes to the next phase, insights or analytics phase, where this data warehouse, data lake, or big data came into picture. After that, once a data warehouse is ready, because that is a clean data and source of truth of your whole business logic, then the predictive phase came into picture, where this ML and all those things. Because for that, you really need to have the a good quality, trustworthy data, and then predictive, then prescriptive. If you don't know the overall area, if you expect that you will get the data cleaned and you will run your model quickly and it will work, maybe it's just, maybe for small scale you will get maybe 90 plus or 95% plus kind of accuracy. But when it comes to the silos of data, and I'm talking again about hundreds of terabyte and petabyte scale data, until unless you don't able to grab that, how the ingestion, how the cleaning of data is working, where, because if you studied these courses, very good quality resources are available, which was not available few years ago. I believe you understand that 70 to 80% job of any data guy is to clean the data. So try to understand, when you have a silos of data, you need to make it some kind of centralized repository called data lake, and then how you need to process it to make it as a clean, so that it will reside in your data warehouse, from where you can run your queries, the SQL queries, to get some insight, get some result, or maybe using some visualization tool to prepare some reports. And from that data, how it will go to your ML framework kind of an environment, where you need to build it for the next level business use case. So don't try to think, if you started from a top, it's okay, but it's a high time you just cover the foundation part, because that is really the big miss in the industry. That is where this huge gap. I personally experienced the same thing. I also did the same thing. I was not serious about academics, and I need to relearn everything after I started my professional journey. So relearning is always a tough, but yeah, when you get the practical implementation, and when you feel that yes, how this is the thing working, it is really give you the more and more excitement. Let's give you example of, we all learn the networking subject in our second year or third year, or maybe in final year in some universities, some networking subject, or we are taking a trainings. But most of us, we never aware about the actual 7 layers of OSM model. That, yeah, we know about, yeah, there are 7 layers, we can easily memorize for our exam, and yeah, we can talk. But how the actual packet transfer or packet negotiations are happening at each layer, that is one missing part. We are not getting that opportunity to see it practically. there the cloud is giving opportunity. I always recommend to all the academics as well as where if wherever I talk in especially colleges or faculty, that yes, you can give the real demo that how the TCP act or SYN act negotiation are happening, and how the packet flow is happening, what happened at layer 7 which is not happening at layer 4, or vice versa, how all those sessions are getting created, because cloud is giving us all those tools again in just a matter of few few bucks, not the expensive one, but giving you the real demo, real learning for the long term, because industry standard is same. We are still following the same fundamentals which was 4 decades ago, but with the cloud it is more improvised and enhanced version. Maybe 10 years ago we don't have a good internet connectivity access, but now yes, we have enough bandwidth, enough throughput, that we can do whatever we want to do, or the resources are easily available and easily approachable. Now coming to the one thing that yes, I am confused at what to do. I suggest you start. You don't want the network guy, you don't want the development guy, you don't want ML, but what you want, really think that you want first of all technical role or not. That is I can say the topmost priority. If you are really confused after connecting with all of your circle, who someone is doing interested or very good in development, someone is in data side, but you think that you don't want the data side or something. First you need to answer yourself whether you want a technical thing or not. That is a key important part I would like to say here. If you know, non-technical rules are also again cloud, also fulfilled by cloud, because coming to the marketing and sales, it is no longer the same thing that sales cycle will happen for 3 to 6 months. With the cloud, maybe it is just a matter of few days to weeks, and for that also a person need to have a basic cloud understanding. Even if you see all those sales role people who are in industry from last 10 to 15 years, who are dealing with all those big enterprise or enterprise customers, they are also relearning the cloud. I see the whole transition. I am coming from those days when the cloud was, or the Microsoft Azure was known as Windows Azure. I started my whole learning in the era of 2012, and then I was the early adopter of GCP in 2014 and 15, and then due to my professional, I was day in day out the AWS. Then yeah, I got a multiple opportunity to work with a different segment. No longer the day that a salesman or the marketing people need to know only just how to do marketing, but wherever the cloud is, they need to know a bit about the basics of cloud, and enough opportunities are there for the people who don't want a sitting or a tech role, but a front end kind of a role where they can talk, where they think a person think that he or she is very good in cloud marketing or maybe a cloud selling. Opportunities are endless, but think that you need to take a decision regardless of in which phase of your career are. If you start building your this add-on skill from today, I can tell you that yes, endless opportunities are coming. Once you will start or make strong your foundation, then see the opportunities you will get easily. Now coming quickly, how to learn cloud. Just give me a second. I don't want to share any specific resource or any platform, but I would like to share that don't follow too much of resources for the same thing. That is the biggest trap, because their resources are easily available. All those MOOC courses or YouTube or lot of just give me a second, lot of other platforms are easily available, but don't try to learn the same thing from each and every platform. It is something, it will give you more confusion, because everyone have a different style to deliver a session or deliver do a teaching. You need to understand all those trainings will cover only 30 to 40%. Rest 50 to 60% is your own thought process, your own idea. You need to really think that how the things can fail, what kind of uh, what kind of issues can happen and how you are going to solve, or you need to maybe first try to simulate those ideas in your mind rather than doing everything practically. Until unless you will not able to imagine, it's tough to do the practical. So imagination is much bigger than knowledge, that's my belief. So think that how, if you can imagine, surely there will be some way to do. That is where your own learning will start, apart from those just courses and all those resources. But don't follow the multiple resource for the same thing. Start from the foundation, learn it, maybe take some time to do some R&D from your side. Again, I would like to really put a more and more focus if you are in your graduation, especially regardless of which year you are, because don't wait that the subject will come in a fourth semester, then only you will learn, or it will come in some last year or something. Resources are easily available, I believe, because computer is nothing new. We all are learning since from our school days. So you need to put the effort to understand, make sure your foundation is really strong around these three area. Whole industry is running on these three area, regardless of top layer, the predictive, prescriptive, or analytics. If you don't understand the networking, storage, and how the computer, in which case what kind of compute is required, I can tell you the, even if you achieve a job or you get the role which you desired, it will be tough for the long term, because that is where you need to boil down, you need to come down and relearn the thing. So start today now to think, to learn about how to make your foundation strong around these three core area, rather than just jumping directly on the upper layer. Something it is important that how the cloud is built. I just want to give a little bit of glimpse, something known as virtualization. This is also we have played in our local system. I am expecting that most of the people work with something known as Oracle VirtualBox, or maybe VMware workstation. Just but try to understand the overall now about like virtualization, what kind of different type, and what is the major role, or what is the role of virtualization in the field of cloud computing. Because of virtualization, the thing what we are talking about, the cloud platform running at a scale, all those agility, all those auto scaling, or new such kind of word, without virtualization it was maybe not possible. So you really need to know about the virtualization, because it will help you to design your solution. When I talk about that, more than 80% IT infrastructure, because you really need to know the bit of history to predict the future. That is where the ML people are looking for the more data, the feature richness, so that the prediction will be much more. The more historical data with the with the good, or with the proper source of truth, the more better result. The same you need to apply at a lower layer. The history is, you need to know that, yeah, how the industry started, how the running industry revolution 3.0, and we are now living in the era of digital transformation, industry 4.0, how it is going to shape into to the next revolution or the next layer. So understand about virtualization, make note these word. All the good resources are available on internet. So understand everything is software defined. You need to really know, if you know networking, storage, compute, then the next step to learn, to understand deep about cloud is software defined networking, software defined storage, software defined data center, SDDC. If you understand those basic, you will cover your 50% of your whole IT learning. Yes, you understand the basic of network compute storage, and you understand the important part of virtualization and software defined everything. Because why it is important, we don't have a physical access to touch the hardware, feel the hardware. We are just accessing it through the different way, like SDKs, CLI, or portals provided by cloud platform, and underneath the API calls are happening. But if you understand about software defined everything, you will be easy to correlate and imagine that, yes, how this platform is working. And most of the things are same, most of the, again, the fundamentals are same. All those cloud platform having a different terminology, or maybe some different workaround to achieve or build a solution, but at the end things are, fundamentals are universal. Know the purpose of service, that is the important part. There are 100 plus 200 nearby services provided by major cloud platform, but it's not that we need to know everything, but if you know the fundamental, then you will be easy to correlate, like in which category this service will fit and how it will be related to my existing. Why the purpose we need to know? Because when we come to work, or when we go to work, it is not that everything we are going to start from ground. Yes, some new initiative by some business can be there, in which you will get a part to be a part of a team, but most of the solutions are already established and a business is looking for more enhancement. Until unless you will not know the what kind of technology, or what is the purpose of that service or that technology, it will be tough to again survive to design a good solution. Now, again, a favorite topic of everyone, or it's a very big myth, that certification matter or not. Let me quickly tell you, I am not talking about those open online courses, all those certification. I am talking about the professional which are really having or adding a value or not. Let me start from first and second year student. Do not think and plan to do any certification. Whether even the free thing is running from the last 3 months, I am saying enough freebies are going around all the social media platform, and I can clearly say people are, I don't know what they people are planning to do, but just achieving this paper will not add any value. First and second year especially, don't ever think build put your focus to build your foundation, because simply because certification come with the validity, and cloud is ever changing. Certification exams are the same with, like, our academics are not changing on a annual basis or every semester. The subject, like maybe the subject which maybe I studied in 2015, the same subject someone is studying today with the same topic, maybe university has not updated the same subject or even the content. Same with certification come with the some kind of time span of 18 to 24 months, but in that the platform itself become so vibrant, so much more mature and evolved, that certification will not cover that every topic. Focus on your basic learning and how and what kind of purpose. But first and second year especially, don't need to spend your money and time just for the sake that someone else is doing and you need to do. It will not add any value, it will even degrade the value. Now, coming to the third year, guys, again I am saying fifth semester, no, please don't plan. Sixth semester, if you are doing some kind of internship and training, maybe you can think of, because but you need to really make sure that you have the mindset after your graduation you are going to adopt cloud as a career. Then only that certification will add value to you. Final year student, you can do again the basic level. Don't think that the pro level certification will give you the value for getting your first job. I did the same mistake even while before even my completion of my graduation. I have around 6 to 7 different certification, and that was the professional level, the Google one, not the anything else, because at that time Google Cloud Platform was expanding and slowly coming and covering to the market. And my first certification was in December 2014, and it is the Microsoft Azure implementation solution. So I have done that, but when I appear for my interview, I am talking only about a cloud without knowing what actually the base or the basic knowledge I need to have. I did the same, I have gone through the same phase. It will not add any value. So don't try to do. You need to really make sure these underneath layer, that really how the networking work. Talking or saying about, yes, cloud is giving the auto scaling, we will scale infinitely in the matter of few seconds to a minute or something, but who will justify the cost? Most of us will not able to answer at that phase of life, because we have never interacted the business portion uh, of any solution. So final year student, you can think, but don't think that you need to again have a multiple. Maybe a one will be enough from your favorite cloud platform. One will be enough to justify, yes, you have put effort, because certification will push you to learn. Again, unnecessary or though what I can say, some kind of cheating material things are also available. If you put again just for the pass, it will again not add value. It is just a matter of, I can say, two questions that that industry will be able to figure it out whether you really know the thing or you just follow the course and maybe next is sit for the exam and for just the sake of some social media traction or some likes. It is just a matter of two questions, I can tell you from my own experience, to know that whether this person really have done something work or just following the course. So that is where the certification will not add any value if you really don't know about the underneath thing. Again repeating, first second year, don't ever think, better put your time and focus to build your own foundation. Third year people, if you really decided that yeah, after fourth year you want to make your career in cloud, fine. Fourth year people, if you think that yeah, this is a high time that you need to adopt a cloud, you can do. Again, it's a person to person, everyone's average or my average vary, that some can learn in maybe 3 months, some can learn in 6 months, depend. But again, I can tell you it's not a matter of a 1 week. No one will be able to grab that in 1 week about all the cloud or all the fundamental. It will take time, it will need efforts and serious learning to understand about the fundamental and build your stack or knowledge stack to understand or covering all the cloud layers. Few tips from my side: build the thing, because cloud is giving you the opportunity to build fast, fail fast. All of us have a beautiful social media presence, but maybe I can say most of us will not have our own portfolio. Yes, I know that people are having some kind of free websites or like WordPress or GitHub. They are giving, people are building their portfolio. It's good, but I can tell you that if you really own a single domain, which can cost maybe a one-time meal cost, which we are usually spending multiple time in a month, it is just a one-time 1 year investment. But DNS or owning a domain name will open endless opportunity. Rather than having a email ID cool dude at Gmail or Angel Priya at Gmail, it will not add any value. If you really want to be a good professional, you need to serious and show the professionalism and show that yes, you have invest something. Don't think that everything will come free, and don't try to make your habit to have a spoon feeding. That is the biggest, it's my personal opinion, that is the biggest concern in the present situation, that people are now used to, that that someone will do the spoon feeding. Don't do that. Don't put yourself or your mindset in that. Nothing gonna come. First of all, make your mind there is no race going. If you are in that mind that someone else is doing and you are in race for just for maybe some marks, sorry to say, nothing gonna happen. You really need to put your own effort, and your efforts will pay you back. That is my whole overall learning. I'm also a very average kind of student. I am not like a scholar or any topper kind of, but it is something you need to put the effort, and surely it will help you to grow much more in your professional career. For that, you need to build your practice. I suggest start with your own portfolio. Your portfolio can be maybe a single page website also, or maybe some kind of serverless website also. But owning a domain name, you will open a multiple ways that how it is going to connect, how the DNS records. Again, let me tell you, whatever the super duper infrastructure powerful thing, even on cloud, if you don't have a good DNS service, the user experience will be damn poor, because we humans are impatient. We 10 years back, again, it is okay if a website or any web app is loading in 10 seconds. Okay, justifiable, because the connectivity was not that super fast. But now it is now okay, from the human tendency, it is now we are living in the era of hundreds of milliseconds. Not even the second, even 1 second is in some situations is considered a breach or threshold of that service level agreement. 1 second is also not our patience level nowadays. So if you don't really understand how the things are working, it will be really tough. That is where the most of the people are saying, yeah, their career is not growing. They are looking for switch, or they want some career, other field in which they want to try their career. That is a very common use case. So first, make your mindset, build something which you like to showcase, to present, and have a full control what you have built. Again, cloud, the thumb rule of cloud is build fast, fail fast. Because don't worry or don't worry to be fail. It is good to be fail as quickly as possible so that you will not commit the same mistake again. That is where the cloud is giving, because we are not owning any hardware. I have done my internship in an organization. I was very interested in networking, but I know it is a very painful to configure a physical switch. But here we are not configuring a switch, but again the fundamental of all those routing, all the networking things are coming and covering here, and I am able to leverage that my learning in now in a practical manner to deliver the work to the customers. So don't worry to be failed. That is where the cloud is. If failed, terminate, build it again. The more you practice, the more you will have your own confidence. Again, put a target date. Don't everything put as a open. Don't also think that in a week you are going to learn everything because of resources available. You can put a target date, maybe a 1 month you are going to spend on networking. At least then you need to have a deep dive understand of networking, like what is the RFC 1918, what is the IP private subnetting range, and how the subnet mask is working. Things need to be on your tips like that. If that is the case, because in interview no one is going to ask that again, speak about the top layer. Everyone is testing the fundamental, because it is expected that if you know fundamental, they are going to provide the training on which you are going to leverage your fundamental to adopt the organization or business culture. So put a target date. Maybe for someone it may be a year, it's okay. It took time for me also. It took almost 1.5 years to learn the things. It is not that that I learn everything in my colleges. I have not learned anything in my colleges. After joining the career, it took time, and yes, and really lucky enough that I got an opportunity to work with the different segment and the different platform for the different use cases, which really helped me to make my understanding, the core understanding about all the major cloud platforms. So put a target date. That is the best way. Share your learning with community. If you are shy, it's okay. I'm also like that. But yeah, from last 2 years I am trying to the I still remember the first time when I was on stage, having a mic. I was shivering like anything. That what I need to speak, the thoughts are not coming. It happened, it's okay. Nothing bad in that. It happened with everyone. Everyone start from the same kind of steps, and slowly gradually the improvement will happen. So don't worry on that. Sharing with community is always helpful. I can say, like, till date of my career, it is due to the communities and the motivation, the motivation and the support I got from a different communities. It really helped me to build my career also. So feel free. Maybe you can start writing, maybe you can start speaking, you can create the channel. And maybe, yeah, right now as the in-persons are a bit tough, but at least we all are connected virtually. We can speak and share. But don't think that you are in any kind of race. That is the biggest problem. That maybe what is this, I am not going to talk and all those things we all know. But don't think there is any race. And be a good searcher. We all are a very good searcher on our social media profile to find out someone, right? But try your that skill on your favorite search engine. I found this Stack Overflow and Reddit, because yes, you will say, hey Chirag, I started learning this, but what should I build? I just follow the course and tutorial, because those courses are proven one. So very less errors are shown. The end-to-end results are designed, and we can follow and do the practical and cover quickly. But what else I can do? That is where I can say, if you really good in searching, Reddit is the gold mine. And Stack Overflow, you can pick the endless problem statement there. Again, you don't need to answer everything. Even I am also, so most of the things I am also not able to answer. But yeah, it gave me a kick to learn something. Yes, someone is doing this thing and he or she is facing something. But what can be the reason, and what can be the solution? That is giving the opportunity to utilize your fundamentals. If your fundamentals are strong, you will be able to easily at least simulate or imagine that, yeah, this is the concern and this is how it can be solved. So try to understand, try to use. It's no longer that if you have any super cool social media profile, until unless you are not going into the different field. But if you want to stick in the IT, try to utilize, try to be a good searcher, and there is a way to go, and a big opportunities are available, and it is going to create in the market. So now I am done with my presentation and I am open for the Q&A. So let me see couple of questions. And yes, Rishabh is asking, can I start career in cloud computing for free? Yes, that is what I'm saying. I have not refer any resources that is payable. Lot of good YouTube videos and channels are available which cover the basic, and then you need to first sign up for the account. Don't wait that someone will give you something. Free tier is there. Let me tell you, I don't think that we need to learn, or anyone right now need to learn this basic thing: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It is the same thing. If you know in 30 days, 720 hours, in 31 days, 744 hours, just apply the math. You will get your answer. Surely you will never get be charged if you really are good in your basic math. No integration, no derivation required. You can start, you can do the practical again. Yeah, for something, getting a domain name, again, it's a very chiller level investment, but it will give you the return in a big way. I have around 20, or not 20, but 15 to 16 I have the domain names with me. So whenever I found, it's my hobby. Whenever I got a time, if I found some kind of word is going, I try to buy the domain. So recently I purchased domain name learn cloud with .me. Just like I start my own hashtag learn cloud with me. So that we all can learn together. The same with, I have something DC on cloud, which is data center on cloud. I'm a cloud agnostic, so I would like to write on a multiple platform. Same with, at least have your own domain name first of all. If it is not available, search something that is where your, the Facebook searching skill. Try it on, find a good domain which look professional first of all. Okay, after that, sir, I have completed. Okay, Pratik Gaur is asking, I have completed Google Cloud Architecture with certificate from Coursera. How to apply job at Google Cloud related jobs? Again, build something to present rather than, because if you think that you want to be a solution architect, it cover everything. Then you really need to know from the data perspective, from the network, from the compute foundation, as well as the solution domain specific. You start to build first your portfolio, and maybe you need to elaborate rather than, again, putting a one thing. I can, let's say, give you example like how I started with that. Previously we are following the monolithic architecture. Let's say put everything on a single machine. Even on Google Cloud Compute Engine, put your, let's say, WordPress code. You don't want to spend time to write any specific programming language. WordPress is a lifesaver. Put the code. Okay, forgot about the UI UX. We are not UI UX, but our goal is that how our application or how our learning will happen. You have done learning from Coursera. It's good platform, and yes, Google Cloud platform is also growing in a much faster way. More and more adoption are happening, and again, more and more solutions are getting created. So build something first on, have a domain name, install some SSL. Maybe for this it will take even time. You need to follow, maybe do installation by your own. Make your own Linux skill, that yes, on Ubuntu or maybe CentOS how it is getting installed. Then now let's move your database from compute engine to cloud SQL. You need to know the private networking, how it is going to talk. And if I tell you, use some kind of private DNS zone rather than the IP. Just I'm throwing the idea. I am also doing. Now next phase, make it as a container. WordPress, yes, you need to learn. It will push you to learn about how you can write. Let's say you want container runtime as a Docker. Running the same WordPress for the front end, being as a user, it's okay. End user, we don't know most of the services or most of the website or platform we are interacting, how underneath their architecture. But being as an architect, it will help you to understand the different layer, and you need to really put efforts to do this. It's not, again, just a one course learning and you just apply. You need to have some solid foundation, or you can say the story to tell, to narrate that this is your foundation and you have applied to achieve something. Okay, another question is by Ashish. Well, it's a quite hard for me to start without knowing about Linux. So I would learn the basic first, like container SSH. Again, it is not. I am saying Linux may be a secondary thing. First, understand about networking, because the first step is network. It is not that for the production environment you are going to spin up the instance on the fly. Every cloud is giving some default network. That is why we are able to maybe quickly do some 5 minute tutorial and do SSH. But if you don't know about the networking, trust me bro, nothing gonna happen in the production, and it will not be helpful. Yeah, Linux learning is good, but learning a Linux and then you are putting suddenly containers, little bit different. Do step by step. You can learn something from this, maybe cover the storage part. That is a easy to understand and easy grab and easy testing part. Then come to the compute part: network, storage, compute. Okay, next is Anuj is asking, I have seen on the job portal that the prerequisites are to Java someone who has done at least a master degree. You really need to know then which organization and what kind of role. For the fresher, again, the concept is there. Java, I believe all those kind of thing, oops concept we have covered in our academics. You need to utilize and you need to sharpen your skill around that. It is not that if company is asking a Java only, but if you have a strong concept, strong foundation, you will be easy to handle and justify. Okay, okay, yes, quite excited for the practical. Great, great. Okay, after that, you are just following the theory part, no such practical. Yes, that is where I am telling you practical, giving example, build your own portfolio. That will help you really. Now, giving the same example, but the another guy, this I answered about the about I believe a guy, Pratik, that yes, you need to know then the front end part. Let's say the load balancer we all heard. You really need to know that how the things are working there and how the internal connectivity. That is where you can play with the practical with a small application, but breaking and designing in a multiple way, that how it will behave or how it will work. Talking about auto scaling is much easier than actually doing. Maybe 80 to 90% people will fail to do the real implementation, because if you don't understand again the basic concept, what is the meaning of stateless and what is the meaning of stateful, your auto scaling will maybe it's just a thought in the air. Okay, how good. Okay, after that, why it is necessary to learn Kubernetes for cloud computing? Again, it is not necessary. Don't put in the myth whatever going or we are seeing in the social media. If you have a foundation, Kubernetes will come when the organization or the initiative is mature. As I mentioned, that 80% is still the legacy one. And if you say that on the fly it is going to be a container, tough job, but most of the companies will not have that much of budget. I can tell you it is always a step by step journey. Why? That is why we are following these methodologies, this step, that step, all those frameworks are there. The same way, having a Kubernetes is good. Yes, you can understand it from the admin perspective as well as from the developer perspective, but it is not the end, or it is not unnecessary. Good to have. Few things are must to have, few things are good to have. If you don't want into that, maybe you want a data or some different field, but having a basic understanding, because again it is a part of learning, that you need to design. Even in the data or even in the ML space, containers are there. That is why the more quickly we are getting the compute and our environment ready. But if you think that you want the mastery in Kubernetes, that is a different, your call, your decision. Okay, okay. In the true coding, Lord, good vibes. I'm in my sixth sem. Good, yeah. Where should I reach to start my career in cloud? Didn't get the question. Where should I reach? Maybe can you be elaborate? I am not able to. Where should I reach to start my, where to start? I just shared where you want to reach. It depends upon your continuous learning. It is not that just you done one platform and do some certification or maybe got a good job. It's every day a new learning, a new discussion, a new situation, a new problem statement. Yes, sir, you can. Okay, Ashish is asking some project by which we can show we know the cloud. I'm telling you, build your platform, portfolio in multi-tier environment, and then put it in your explanation of your interview that yeah, this is a real project rather than again putting whatever the going COVID-19 prediction. I believe I found around thousands of project going COVID-19 prediction. I don't know whether we really require this much different predictions or I don't know. I'm not able to maybe understand from my own also. But have a portfolio, put it in the different thing. Maybe if you are interested in Kubernetes, build it. Try to do some auto scaling and at that time interview show the demo. You need to convince also. You need to know how you are going to communicate. It's not only the technical part, but the elaboration part is also the key important area. Do skill matter in comparison to internship? As I did not do, and nothing like that. Again, it's your effort. If you really able to put the effort, yes, you can justify. You really need to be a good communicator without ambiguity. If you are able to communicate, there is again, don't think that everything you need to compare. It's everyone situationally. Everyone's situation is different. Mine is different than yours, than third person, than some other. Right? We all are trying to do our best to live our life best. So it's up to you rather than if you're thinking the mindset there is a race going and you need to be a first, maybe change your thoughts. Okay. Can you suggest, okay, Krishna, good question. You suggest some project in cloud computing with cyber security. Security is each and every layer. There is nothing that specific you need to know about cyber security. Everything, each and every, okay, security is not only about encryption or data at rest and data at transit. You need to know because two air is human. Most of the breaches happen due to the human issue or human error, right? And the companies are paying the huge millions and maybe some got even bankrupt due to the one mistake from the human perspective and the breach happened. Understand security from each and every layer. Again, not okay, coming to that part, then you need to really know about like how to know how to read logs. Logging and monitoring is a key essential part. Again, build your portfolio or maybe whatever the application you would like. Maybe bring some demo application. All the cloud provider are providing all those demo codes and some sample. Put, try to monitor, try to see, try to simulate something, maybe some kind of stress test or some kind of packet test which will generate some logs and try to do that filtration. Nowadays with the cloud, security is at a next level. First of all, security is not a technical problem, it's a business problem. We have enough technical solution for security, but mindset is the biggest thing that we need to think how our system is going to be break. So try to practical then with the cloud something known as event driven auto remediate security mechanism. Maybe just search, I just rephrasing the term, event driven auto remediate security solution. You will get your answers. Can you please where to start my career as a beginner in the cloud computing? Yes, that is the whole talk that you need to start building, learning, making strong foundation, and then make sure one is a need, one is a want. You need to really understand the meaning between or difference between two. One is a want, one is a need. I make my mindset even before getting this job. I was also appearing for multiple interviews. I was traveling the whole Gurgaon. I'm from Punjab, so like I was spending my time figuring out a job. But yeah, at that time cloud was not that much mature in that market, and I was getting the offer for doing the development, which I think at that time I made my mind that I don't want to proceed for that. If I will do a job, I will do in cloud computing. Otherwise, I will not. So I have appeared multiple interviews where I will not get what I am looking for, or whatever the other person is looking. I am not able to deliver or not able to talk. So you need to first make your again job strategy that yes, these are the focus companies who are doing. Again, be a good searcher. Don't wait that someone will tell you while you are sitting at home. Internet is there, use it wisely. Okay, can you tell me where to start? I believe I answered that. Okay, how do you see the future of future of decentralized app and the cloud based app. Cloud is also decentralized. Again, depend upon what kind of business area you are. Depend upon a domain like industry specific, healthcare, manufacturing, FMCG, media. You really need to know. Demand is always there. Still, date I can tell you that whatever the system 20 years ago, that is still also running. It is not that everything is vanished or out of the industry or market. It is something demand versus supply. If you are good in maybe one thing, you need to really strong, but have an idea of other, that how you are going to defend, also going to present your solution without disrespect of any other technology. First of all, there is no disrespect of any technology. It's all about how you are going to present. Okay. What matters in interview preparation? Again, your communication, how you are going to elaborate your project rather than just showing 50 certificate on the resume. Yeah, I believe I know a couple of people who are having more than 150 plus certificate in their portfolio, but I can tell you, again, matter of two questions, they will not really able to answer. So that 150 certificate will not add any value. Don't try and don't put yourself just a trap that even I am seeing the question when we will get certificate. I don't think that just getting a certificate will add value until unless you really don't know how you are going to leverage that. Okay, I believe that's it for today. And really, I would like to again thanks to everyone for joining for their question. And I believe it really helped you to understand and set some ground, or maybe giving you some kind of kick to know that what you want to do. Opportunity are there. Be a good searcher. Utilize internet in a proper way rather than here and there. Answers are there. And stop spoon feeding. That is the biggest thing I am a bit against into that. Stop spoon feeding, that someone will give you link also, or someone do the registration also for you, and maybe some proxy. So don't do that. If you are serious, do seriously. Otherwise, maybe think other field where you will feel that you can shine better. Thanks.
Thank you, Chirag, for the talk. Thank you, everyone in the live chat for joining in
All right. Okay.
for the
Thank you,
certificate
Chirag,
scheme.
for joining in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, Shubhang, you speak.
I have done my part. For the certificates, you can
Okay,
check
okay.
this link.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Chirag, once again for joining us and taking your time out to like empower everyone. So
Sure.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Hope to see you everyone soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
same here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.